Hello guys, my name is Sofia Maquades. I'm going to present my assignment from class Social Cultural Mini Tech. It's called Immigration Status. These are the table of contents, and this is what I'm going to be speaking about. We're going to go over case studies, an overview history, stereotype through history, how it's treated in our society, current perspective, beliefs, and stereotypes, recommendations, what teachers should know. First, we're going to talk about case study. Case studies about immigrant status. To begin with, I'm going to be naming off the types of immigration status that exist. First one is United States citizens, lawful permanent residents, temporary visitor, residents, non-immigrants, undocumented. Everyone has immigration status, to begin with, which refers to a person's presence in the United States of America. The debate about immigration policy centers primarily on unauthorized immigrants. Many people that come to the United States of America are refugees that are forced to leave their countries due to war, poverty, persecution, and natural disasters. Families have migrated and gone through hardships to create a better life. Immigrant status has changed the world, and it has its ups and downs. The world expands more with the cultural coming into the United States of America. Second chapter is an overview, study history of immigration status. I'm going to name some of the immigration laws 2006 through 2009. This timeline was used by University of Austin. The first one is Secure Fence Act, passed in 2006. This act it talks about the security of Homeland Security having about 8 months to take appropriate actions to achieve control over the U.S., such as adding in borders, such as fences, and surveillance system. The second act that I'm going to speak on is the Deferred Action of Childhood Arrivals, also called as DACA. This was passed in 2012. It provides protection and work for minor kids who arrived in the United States of America in 2007. Next, we're going to go to Muslim travel ban, created in 2017. This one prevents travel and refuge from selected Muslim countries after illegal encounters. Lastly, in 2019, final ruled on public charge ground of inadmissibility was passed. A list by the Trump administration Department of Homeland Security of receiving benefits depending on the status. Furthermore, studies. Immigration has a long history of its origins. More than 86 million people have legally immigrated in the United States between 1783 and 2019. Immigration grows and grows, and new immigration laws are created as well. Between the 16th and the late 18th centuries, European governments implemented mercantilist economic policies to increase their trade surplus via import tariffs and these subsidies to export industries. Immigration created laws to separate people from their immigration status, decreasing their opportunities. Immigration laws as well changed after the 9/11 terrorist attack. Immigrants' removals, including deportation and so-called voluntary departures, went from roughly 200,000 people in 2001 to nearly double that in 2011. Next is stereotypes through the history. Stereotypes through the history. Throughout the history of immigration, it has been stereotyped in the beginning as people searching for freedom. However, as the 9/11 terrorist attack came in 2011, it changed the world. Many have seen Muslims as bombers wanting to destroy the United States of America. Unauthorized immigrants do not include people who have been granted asylum or refugee status, or non-immigrant students such as students and temporary workers who have been granted permission to study or work in the United States for a limited period of time and for a specific reason or purpose. As well, when the presidency of Donald Trump came, immigrants were seen as COVID causers, drug lords, drug lords. During Donald Trump's speech on immigrants, he called them animals. Number 4. How it's treated in our society. How it's treated in our society. Immigration has changed our society, for the good and for the bad. Most directly, immigration increases potential income output by increasing the size of the labor force. Immigrants also contribute to increase in productivity. In addition, mostly some immigrants are eligible for free health care, which is an issue for their health, which most of them are not eligible. In this society, immigrants endure hardships but earn more freedom than their original nationality. While granting permanent legal status to unauthorized immigrants would likely boost economic growth, some are concerned about the price tag, given that an increased number of legal immigrants could enroll in and raise costs of social benefit programs. Number 5. Current perceptions, beliefs, and stereotypes. Current perceptions, beliefs, and stereotypes. A stereotype is an untrue belief of a person, such as having an idea of them. For example, when it comes to stereotypes of people without citizenship, they're seen as drug lords or people who come to the USA to take jobs. Educators cannot require students or parents to declare their immigration status, provide social security numbers, or make inquiries that may expose such status. Refugees come to the States for a better life for their family, but are also considered criminals. Immigrants have changed the USA, but are stereotyped as refugees who have ruined the USA. Number 6. Recommendations for what teachers should know. As a future educator, stereotypes can come across with dealing with a second language speaker student. It can be difficult not to get in the middle of a student's immigration status. As a teacher, I recommend keeping all students' emergency contact up to date in case of an emergency. Another thing to remember is to educate yourself more on the students' rights and privacy of their immigration status. Another is becoming more familiar with the immigration status that can help you better answer any questions parents have regarding what they can do for their child's education in the future and present. At the point, educators, schools, and/or districts can identify which resources could be appropriate to share in ways that follow district guidelines. As an educator, you can also help the staff learn more about immigration status and work on challenging issues. This is my research page, which will take you into furthermore reading on the articles that I have used for this presentation. Thank you guys so much for listening.